You're listening to AFL Nation for Macca's 24 McNuggets for $9.95.
He's got it, puts it onto the left, and he kicks the goal.
Great footy.
That's Adelaide. A bit slow to arrive, but here they are before us. To Langford now, got up with real purpose. A sizzling ball for Joe Danaher. So far, a goal, and you can double that now from 45, straight through the middle.
Wobbled it up into the forward pocket. Greenwood then plays Crummer outside of the boot. That's how the young folk do it.
Third quarter highlights from the TAC. Safer roads, save lives. TAC, working towards zero.
The Crows by 20 points in three-quarter time ahead of our experts for Red Energy 100% Australian, Abby Holmes.
Yeah, thanks, Jared. Interestingly, just before the three-quarter time break, Curtly Hampton limped off the ground and went straight down to the race. I can't exactly confirm what it was. He is back out there coming to the interchange bench to start this quarter here. So I'll keep an eye on it and let you know as soon as I hear more.
Abby, for Spitwater high-pressure cleaners, can Essendon find a way back?
Well, they need to, Jared, they need to kick the first two goals because we saw last night, about the 15-minute mark, fatigue really sets in the first game. We said at half-time, the side that took their chances on the scoreboard were probably going to win the game, and Adelaide 17 side 50s to 7, but more importantly they defended Essendon beautifully. They had 13 only for 3 goals.
They can't win if they keep handing the footy back, Jared. 10 of 11 goals for Adelaide have come directly from Essendon turnovers.
The opening bounce of the final term for Tyre Power, your top of the ladder tyre team. Essendon with it all to do. The Crows off a 7-goal third term with a 20-point lead. Bill Chambers wins the opening tap, hacked off the ground by Gibbs, and it's the Crows who come forward first, but not for long. Hurley cuts it off. 30 away from defensive goal. He's been told to kick it to McDonald, Tippenwoody on the broadcast side, and he duly obliges. They're paired up pretty well all the way down the field. Danaher stole a march on Hartigan, slides in and takes the mark. McDonald, Tippenwoody goes on the overlap. He backs his pace and runs the contour of the boundary out. Sprinted McKay, kicks inside the 50. It bounced awkwardly away from Langford. Brown is there to tidy up with Laird, and the kick on the way up from Crouch to the boundary. Rolls over the boundary, throw it in.
He's had 32 disposals, Crouch. He's been off the ground for 19 minutes, which is one of the most, and he's still had 32 disposals.
And Don Pike has put his best defender on Hooker. He thought that Hooker's the man that can win him the game. So
where's Joe Danaher now? If he's the sort of player we all think he's going to become, he takes that as a slight and steps up and kicks 4 last quarter goals.
Sloane leads the scramble. McGrath piles on top, and it's going to be a ball up. Back to Abby downstairs. Looks like Hampton's having some extra attention down there.
Yeah, looks like his night is done with the ice being applied to the inside of the right leg, guys.
That's for Spitwater. Gibbs versus Heppel versus Sloane. Mel Chambers late to the fray, but it's going to be another ball up.
They're going to find some run from somewhere, so take the risks that are needed, and that is, McGrath and Parrish are standing side by side. That's the future. No merit. They're the ones who've got to get moving. Smith as well. Devon Smith got to get involved.
Jacobs to Gibbs. Crouch again. Just got a handball away in the nick of time to Betts. High ball to the wing. Big leap from McGovern. Didn't drag the ball down. That left Hurley as the last man standing. Drives a kick. Promising deep kick. Hooker almost. McDonald, Tippenwoody. The fleshy hands. And Green gives it the credit it's deserved by capping off a terrific passage of play with a lovely goal for the Bombers to provide some hope. It was McDonald, Tippenwoody that made the difference there. And Essendon back within 14 points. 9-10-64. Plays 11-12-78 in the Crows' favour. And that is on the Tyre Power. Know your Tyre Power knows Tyre Power scoreboard.
Well done, Hutto. And also it's a Kotai goal of the day contender, no doubting. And
they
really, know
your tyres, though, Smart.
Yeah, they do. But I'll tell you, it was a really strong contest from Hooker. He won't go in the scorebook as a goal assist. We know the brilliance of Tippenwoody, but it was Cale Hooker on Taylor that provided a really good, strong contest.
Gee, the hands from Tippenwoody were slick.
AFL Nation for first choice liquor. 14 points, the Crows lead. Jacobs wins it down to Sloane. They go forward to Adelaide. Repelled, though, by D. A chance to build off halfback. Hand pass to McGrath and then to Heppel. McDonald, Tippenwoody working into it down the wing once more. McGrath
That's the
Makes
run.
the running over the top.
That's the running that they need, the interlap running.
25 up the field to Heppel.
Overlap was the word. Overlap running.
Heppel under the left boot. He'll launch it high inside the 50. Stewart is caught behind. Spoilmate against him. Laird gathers. Took some high contact. And we'll have it at fullback for the Crows.
Cameron Mooney at the back of the box maybe having influence on your words there, I guess.
It's a new word. This is where they've got to work just as hard, though, Essendon. Keep the footy in this part of the ground. It's all good and well to run when you get possession. Now you've got to work just as hard without it.
Seedsman from McKay, and then it's outside to the wing. McGovern versus D. Over the top, Hartley almost claimed the mark. Heppel was over the top. The ball eventually dislodged, but going no further. Another ball up. So it's Adelaide 11-12, 78. Essendon 9-10, 64. Early stages of the final term. It wasn't looking good at the last change for the Bombers against an understrength Adelaide, but they've kicked the first. This doesn't help the situation if you're an Essendon fan. Free kick picked out to Rory Sloane. His 19th disposal sends Adelaide towards the 50. Fogarty in a bit of a stand-up with Hartley. Hartley went with the fist. It was effective. Crouch, they got a handball back to Douglas. It jolted free to D. A trade blows. Back to Hartley. Try and grab it. It's a high one. They will fly. Stewart went up but didn't drag the ball down. McKay gets it to Sloane. There's a way out for them.
Great hands.
Heaves the handball out to the wing. It's a low kick forward from Seedsman. Betts went with the hip and shoulder. The ball was able to sneak through to start. Had a bounce when he absolutely didn't need to. The shrug of the shoulders from Hurley. They're getting further into the mire. Trying to get them out. Hurley and Goddard put joint tackles on Fogarty. And the crowd baying for blood, wanted the whistle. In the end, they get a ball up.
That's a win for Adelaide. They look like they're going to run out of it there, the Bombers. Really good pressure there from Fogarty and Betts.
Crows by 14 on the Tyre Power Know Your Tyres scoreboard. Swiped out towards the boundary, over the boundary by Jacobs, at the ball up. So 60 out from the Adelaide goal will be the restart.
Really? Yeah, wasn't overly happy with that.
Where's that directed at, do you think?
Oh, I think it was Hubbo.
Sounded like Ron Barassi and Jeremy Healy.
Seedsman got it from the throw-in. He gave it up to Ellis Yeoman, who kicked across the face of goal. McGovern close to the boundary, beaten to it by Brown. Hand pass to Goddard. They ran the gauntlet. He got dragged over the boundary. They'll throw it in the right forward pocket. Around the ground, South Africa, it's lunch. Australia 2 for 67 in reply to 311. That is on the Kubota autumn catalogue. Around the ground score.
Look forward to listening to that on the way home. Boundary throw in. Jacobs versus Bell Chambers again. Oh, Eddie Betts had through the pack. It was a great move. Just didn't take the ball with him. Fights on with a big tackle on the edge of the square. Crouch, Alice Yeoman knew where they were.
What a goal.
And knew how to put it through. What a terrific goal from Cam Alice Yeoman. That is certainly a contender for the Coates Hire goal of the day. Adelaide's 20-point lead is restored. 12-12-84. Plays 9-10-64.
Well, they just dominated territory. It was due to Eddie Betts and Fogarty a couple of minutes ago, and the repeat stoppages. See, it's still bad positioning from Essendon, how he's able to get a free passage to the goal. I know it was wide, but there was 16 Bomber players inside the defensive 50, yet he still scored.
I think Matthew Crouch might be just about one of the best. Well, we know. How big can I go here? I think last year he was undersold right throughout the course of the year, and he's had 35. He's been unbelievable.
AFL Nation for first choice liquor. Zaharakis on the break out of the middle after the bounce. Kicked it wide inside the 50. Talia led Hooker to it. McDonald Tippenwood nudges it up to Hooker though. Hand pass missed Green, who has to get in after it against Kelly. They scrap and it's over the boundary.
On form, he would be top 5 midfielders in the comp. On form.
No doubt.
On the back of last year.
Adelaide by 20. Essendon need a sustained run.
Hello's trying to work.
Come on, Colour.
Bell Chambers knocked it down. Gibbs lost the footy. McGrath dragged down as he had an eye for goal. Ellis Yeoman worked the hand pass to Atkins, but he gave it up. Goddard to Heppel. Essendon reset. Deep entry. Stewart.
Read this.
He's been good.
He's been very good.
Despite the fact Spud's caught him primary for
Twice.
But he's got mobility. He reads it, sees it, and he moves really quickly, which enables him to play still in, flying in the face of convention. He and Hooker and Danaher is allowed to exist because he's got mobility.
He's kicked 2 goals, 1. This is non-negotiable from James Stewart. Angled to the right, 25 out, drives it through for a goal. He's got 3, and Essendon has hope. Down by 14, 9 minutes into the final term. Adelaide 12-12-84 to Essendon 10-10-70. The scoreboard for Tyre Power. Get the power of expert advice at Tyre Power.
Well, I'm going to call him Jimmy so I don't forget his name. Jimmy Stewart, he should have 4 on the board. He missed one from 20 metres out, and see, they've done their job, the big boys. They've still got a heartbeat here, the Bombers.
Get back to you, Gaz.
Oh, what, top 5?
Yep.
Oh, Danger and Dusty, they're just givens.
Yep.
So I've got 3.
5?
No, on 4. Me.
Okay.
No.
Centre bounce.
Josh Kennedy.
14 points the difference.
Yeah.
Oh, big leap from Belchambers, and he guided it skillfully to Zaharakis. They're in the pocket on the drop. Oh, Hooker almost. Talia was with him, got it out to Kelly. They've hassled it outside defensive 50, but it's not over yet. Stewart, fine move, spinning, found the ball. Zaharakis with the kick, Green the nudge, and almost the mark against Duday. And the ball goes out of his grasp and over the boundary line and out of bounds.
Did everything right, but clunk it, Josh Green. Bodied him under the footy. They've got some intensity up. They've got belief, Spud, I think, which is they're back. And when they went to sleep for about 20, 30 minutes.
We've reached the 10-minute mark of a suddenly tense final term. Stewart doing the ruck work in the forward pocket. Jacobs was pitted against him. Duday as they scramble at ground level. Devon Smith left it for the left-footed. Goddard, Mr. Cason! Goddard used the left. And listen to those Bomber fans. They have got belief now. A couple of big goals. And it's back to 8 points at Etihad Stadium. And this game has officially come alive on AFL Nation. That felt like a Bendix Breaks big moment. Insist on Bendix Breaks.
No question that's come alive. And Brendan Goddard has been very good and been allowed to play, and it's not his fault, been allowed to play largely on his own terms across half-back. But right now he's in the middle of the ground. And that is a huge feather in his cap. He's gone and assumed real responsibility. We know he can do this. Chemist Warehouse replay, kicked the magnificent goal.
And what they've done is got the crowd involved as well.
They're thumping the seats, the Bombers fans. AFL Nation for Macca's 24, McNuggets for 9.95, 8 points the difference. Sloan gets the kick out of the middle, but it didn't go far. Heppel up to meet it, dragged down by Douglas illegally. Heppel with the free kick.
Been good, Heppel. Been really good.
Scrap in the aftermath. Essendon fans want 50. There'll be none. No such adjudication. Heppel goes high up to the 50. Hooker outnumbered. Sloan made the spoil as the third man up. Zaharakis, though, got onto it. Hand pass to Danaher, missed Zaharakis. It's a costly turnover. Laird to Crouch to Seedsman. Lightning hands over his head back to Laird, who puts it out in front of Douglas. Nothing between him and the goals. He gathers, bounces, gets a Shepherd, steadies, rolls it across the face. Sard was closing from his left. Maybe took a step or two too many. Adelaide by 9 on the Tyre Power No Tyres scoreboard.
McKenna to himself and then uses the extra 10 metres to get it out of the defensive area. Duday there for the Crows, going to send it straight back in via Betts, and now Gibbs. He's shown he can kick the tough goal this time, though. The obstacle was Heppel, and he takes the mark. And suddenly Hurley is playing the dockside wing, and he's got Zaharakis, who runs, kicks to half forward. Danaher will get this. Oh, no, he didn't. Hardigan's got a hand into it. Danaher reckons he clipped his arm along the way and should have been penalised. The umpire, Troy Pennell, having nothing of that, and it's out of bounds.
Well, he should have marked it, Big Joe. Yeah. That's right, he's got Hardigan now. He's Taylor has gone over to Hooker. He has to mark that ball.
There's no infringement there, Hutto, on the Chemist Warehouse replay screen.
Margin is 9. Beltamer's man handles Jacobs, taps it down. Gibbs came charging through. Laird was there as well. Gibbs had a second crack. Handballs Zaharakis, but Laird wouldn't be denied. Off to Greenwood, suddenly Adelaide at half forward, but the Bombers well stocked there for defenders.
Hurley's lifted.
Takes the mark, prepared to take them on through the middle. Hits the kick, McDonald, Tip and Woody. Everyone else was minding their own business. The path was cleared. Hooker dropped the mark, but his follow-up was terrific. Off to Langford. Rushed the kick. Could go down Her's way. He lunges, he marks! Oh, yes, he does! 40 metres out from goal. And Bomber fans are wrestling each other's hair and getting all excited on a Friday night. It's great to have footy back.
That's better, that's better. And what you're getting is some real quality from McDonald, Tip and Woody, who had a quiet first 3 quarters, but he's lit it up a bit with Hurley, your man. And Zaharakis has provided the link, the conduit, the hard running.
Hurley's had 3 intercept marks this quarter, and more importantly, played on instantly after he marked them.
He's taken too long, so they rush at him, and it's had the effect that he misses the shot for goal completely.
Good umpiring, though. He took far too long. The shot clock would actually finish for about 4 or 5 seconds till the umpies.
That's unbelievable.
It is.
An Essendon fan looks like they lost the grand final.
Looked like Uncle Fester.
Brown across the face of goal to Kelly, who kicks long for Seedsman with the flight. McDonald, Tip and Woody made a legal spoil. Talia tries to gather. Seedsman helps him out. Hand passes it away to Duday, who works it back up now to Talia. Kicks beyond the middle, but Hurley, and Hurley is impassable. Yep. He hand passes backwards to D. Essendon have massed their numbers across the field. He'll work it through Hartley. He can still come to Brown if he chooses. Instead, he plays up the middle. Langford at centre half back. Essendon look to build back on the far side. Kicks not much chop. It bounces away from McDonald, Tip and Woody and goes out of play. Adelaide by 9 points at the 15-minute mark on the Tyre Power No Tyres scoreboard.
Marcus Bontempelli.
Well, I'll give you a 3. I'll give you.
Zach Merritt had a pretty good
Is
year.
he definitely in front of Sloane?
Yes.
Yep.
Tom Mitchell.
What about Zach Merritt?
No, in front.
All right, boundary throw in. The wrestle continues. Jenkins got it down, and there he is, the man of the moment, Matt Crouch. Back to Jenkins. Saar goes up hard against Betts. Play on the call, so they do, and McGovern stole the moment, and he just didn't finish it. He grabbed the footy from 40. It's away to the right. Adelaide amassing behinds.
They've had the answers all night, Adelaide. 43,016, the official attendance, which is a great crowd on the back of last night. Can they find answer again?
Still a stack of time for Essendon to work away at it. 10 points down. McGrath marked the kick in. Shows them the footy, gives it back to McKenna, who set the play up. He goes on a daring run, just eluded the tackle that was coming his way. A couple of bounces and a long kick. McDonald, Tip and Woody had it spoiled, but he leads the chase back to it. Sheer desperation, worked it out the back for Smith. Hand pass to Langford, they just need a kicker. It's Joe, gets it onto the boot, it slews away. Parrish almost as it floated in over his shoulder. The Crows muster their numbers and repel. Talia Laird tripped over his own feet. He's in stride. He has to give it back in a hurry. The high ball on the way out from Duday. He's going to turn over, although Stewart dropped it in front of his eyes. Hand pass to Bell Chambers. Gave it off to Goddard. Essendon worked the overlap. McKenna to Parrish to full forward. McDonald, Tip and Woody set himself. Was he dragged out of it? No. Free kick not paid. Mark taken by Kelly in defence.
Great mark from Kelly under pressure. There was a little bit of impediment from Tip and Woody there.
Transformation has come over this game. All of a sudden it's Adelaide on the back foot. They're locked away in defence. A high ball from Brown. Betts flew. Didn't take the mark. Essendon lining up again. Sard brings it into Goddard. He had to steal himself, and that's what he did. He gave the running handball to Zaharakis on his own stringer. He just couldn't trap it. Now he's got it 30 from goal. He breaks through 2 tackles, not convincingly though. McGrath's beaten for it in the end, and the Crows get away. Laird came to the aid, but his kick just buys them some time, and that's all. It's rounded up by McKenna. He bounced it once. He bounced it twice. Probably didn't need to bounce it either. His kick was as ugly, but as beautiful all in one, as Stewart took the unexpected mark in the pocket. And we'll line them up and hopefully not take as long as Joe.
His kick was as bad a helicopter as you'll ever see in a night of footy, and it just happened to go into Stewart's hands. Adelaide has stopped running, Spud. They can't get any link. They can't get any run to position for the next kick, the next handball. The Bombers are all over them.
Thank God for Rory Laird. That's all I say. If he wasn't there, they'd be...
Stewart just creeps over the 50. He's 3 metres in from the line. That stutter, I don't think so. No. Wrong side of the post. 9 points the difference. And we've reached the 18-minute mark of the final term.
The mindset of the Bombers is get this game moving. They've played on from mark 6 times this quarter. The Crows just once. Their whole attitude is attack.
AFL Nation for first choice. Lick, a long kick in from the Crows didn't amount to anything as Atkins couldn't mark its out of play. 55 from the Essendon goal.
Just under 8 minutes to go.
Gaz, your stats have been great from Simmons Holmes, but gee, there's not much coming my way at the moment. Gee whiz.
Hey, you got
They're coming from the back stall somewhere, but it's like Little Burke Street. It's one-way traffic at the moment.
Jacobs taps it down to Gibbs, worked off it. Heppel had a chance, couldn't make anything of it. Jacobs gets it back to Crouch. High ball. Betts with a big fly. Couldn't pull it in. Not for the first time tonight. Ellis Yellman. Oh, he heaves it clear with an element of risk. Set Duday a task. Needs help. Brown set upon. Betts goes and tidies up, but his hand pass, well, it didn't find a teammate initially. It's with Jacobs now off to Crouch. And they will get out of half-back on the kick. And it was a good one, too, from McKay. To Sloan, one-on-one. Greenwood almost off the ground he goes. It tumbles away from the goal front. And through for a behind. The Crows by 10 approaching the 20-minute mark on the Tyre Power No Tyre scoreboard.
And the Crows can't get forward quickly enough, Hutto, because they're tired and weary to lock it in there half of the ground.
It's a bit of a standoff at the moment. A false start for Heppel, who took the mark.
He's been terrific too this last quarter with his gut running.
His 34th disposal lands on the wing into the arms of Hooker. Little give to McGrath. The instincts were good through the middle. Backing up Sard. He knows only one way. Run, gun and kick. Green one-on-one. Deep with Kelly, who interfered. Free kick to Green.
Great.
Well, let's just go back here to the half-back flank. Hooker was outstanding. What did he do? Just played on. Just gave it quickly. Got it into a deep one-on-one. And there's a jumper pull from Jake Kelly, the back at Greens. There might have been one from Green to the front too. Yeah, he had a hold of Green. That's play on.
Yeah, it's play on.
Green had a hold of Kelly's jumper. Kelly had a slight hold of Green's jumper. That's play on all day.
1 goal, 1 has been the return for Josh Green so far. Right now, though, this is a critical kick. A little bit of a standoff in the last 5 minutes. He comes in from 30 metres out. It's a sure right foot. And it delivers a goal for Essendon. And they are back within 4 points, and they have a believing Bombers crowd behind them on a big sporting weekend in Melbourne on a beautiful Friday night. It didn't start too prettily here to watch, but it's a cracking last term.
4 of the last 5 goals go to the Bombers. They close to within 4 points. I just hope, if you're an Essendon supporter, they don't change the way they've played to get there. Sometimes you can sneak up on its butt and then go into your shell. From an Adelaide point of view, got to find some gut runners. They couldn't get down to close the game up in their half of the footy when they scored that point. Greenwood should have taken the mark. They're going to find someone.
Crows by just 4 points. Bell Chambers reaches up, wins the tap. Zaharakis has the footy. Essendon should break. Hand pass to Parrish. Kicks wide to half forward. Hooker set himself, couldn't quite haul it in. McKay brought down in the tackle by Smith. Umpire circles. Ball threatens to spill out. McDonald Tippenwoody got it on the move, but not far enough. Ellis Yellman to Jacobs. Kicks for Terricci, and it's going to come straight back. Good mark by Hartley on the wing. He's going to kick Essendon inboard to Langford. Langford to half forward. Danaher on the lead. He overkicked him. Watts on at the back. Kelly leads the race. Danaher came at him. It spills the way of Green. He turns. He shoots. He misses. Out across the face. On the near side, they all leapt up. The optical illusion, though. They are down by 3 still on the Tyre Power No Tyre scoreboard.
Instant kick in. Finds Ellis Yellman for the Crows. Suddenly they can't find the answers that they had for the rest of the night. Suddenly the tables have turned as Cam Ellis Yellman goes back. He rocks forward and kicks it out to halfback. The outstretched hands of Mitch Brown does enough to get it over the line safely for the Bombers, and we all catch a breath and reset.
Adelaide had that inside 50 to Greenwood, but in between that one inside 50, the Bombers have had the last 9. They've dominated territory.
Evened up out the back. After you whinging, you've got to come on.
I do that myself.
Bellchambers taps it to Heppel, who breaks through again. Another chance. Hooker outstretched by Talia. The ball at ground level with McKay, but no longer. Talia followed up. Steadied the nerves for a moment. A wobbling kick could go anywhere on the wing. Goddard read it best. Kicks it with hope back to centre half forward. McGrath stays down as the big men flew. Greenwood snatched it, but his kick went nowhere. Sloan likewise. McKenna careful not to give away the free. Now they pile in, and this is going to be holding the ball. And with sheer delight, Toy Fennell says, you dragged it in, Rory, who can't believe it. Bomber fans can though. Stewart poised, kicking forward to the wing. It's a low ball for Hooker.
Oh, this bloke's been magnificent. He has been the best big man on the ground, and he's taken the quality defender now. Talia swung across from Danaher, and he's just still marked the footy.
It was amazing. That is a throwback to the 80s. A good, strong lead.
How better have they looked?
The fullback was right on him, but it was just a great contested mark.
He completes the preparations, and bang! Essendon are in front. You wouldn't have thought that possible just 10 minutes ago. But how this game can change so quickly and so sweetly if you're a Bomber fan right now. But the real test is to come. 4 minutes remaining. Essendon 13-12-90. Adelaide 12-15-87. AFL Nation for first choice liquor.
I know he kicked 40-odd last year. I had to apologise because I didn't think he could play forward at all. That's as good a forward 50 game that I've seen from Carl Hooker.
See the best top 5 forward in the league, guys?
He's the top 5 today on the ground. He's been outstanding.
He's taken 4 contested marks inside the forward 50.
Over to you, Adelaide. Over to you, the Crows.
They're down by 3, having watched a 20-point lead dry up. Jacobs wins the tap in the middle, and Gibbs is onto the ball. He roosts it up to half forward. Fogarty set himself over the top, though. Came the spoil from Hartley out towards the boundary. McGovern didn't try terribly hard to keep it in. They'll reset from a boundary throw in at right half forward.
Now they've got to get up, Jared, get numbers up, see if they can trap it in here, repeat inside 50s until they can actually score. They cannot allow Essendon to vacate this area 60 metres out from goal.
They've got Crouch, Sloan and Gibbs around Jacobs. Down in the Sloan direction. He was tackled by Heppel, and the ball lost under the bodies.
30 marks to 6 for Simmons Holmes this quarter. 26 of those uncontested for Essendon. Adelaide haven't been able to defend them. They've run out of legs a little bit, Adelaide.
60 from the Crows' goal. Jacobs out the back to Sloan under pressure. Handpass didn't find a teammate. Hacked the other way by McGrath, wasn't a bad play. Danaher shoots it away over the head, went Stringer. Parrish was hard to it. Then McGrath, who opens the field up, darted back inboard, kicks to a one-on-one. Stewart's behind, brings it to ground, gathers the footy, shoveled it off. Begley to goal. The bounce is Begley bangs away at the half. Essendon fans leap from their seats. They might win running away. They're up by 9 with 3 minutes to play. 14-12-96. Adelaide 12-15-87 on the Tyre Power Know Your Tyres scoreboard.
And the play was the snapshot of the last quarter. It was down 60 metres out from goal. Adelaide had to keep it in there until they scored. It was out on the second stoppage. And it was the run, this wave of running from the Essendon Footy Club. And I tell you what, Jake Stringer hand was nice amongst that.
Wasn't it?
What about the run on the grass too? Young legs.
2 goals, then a pause, and then a further 3. A sequence of 5 might have blown this apart. Stringer pumped full of adrenaline.
Free kick.
Is he going to play advantage? He does.
No, he's got to come back.
Advantage.
He's got to come back, Hutto. When he said play on, he hadn't gone back behind the mark.
The umpire got totally swept away. And his calmer mate said, no, bring it back.
Thank goodness he missed. Well, that would have wrecked the place.
I was watching the ump. I thought he had paid advantage.
He did, yeah. But all his mates said to him, no. The other 2 umps just all over him.
So it's back with Jake Stringer in the centre circles. Under 3 minutes remaining now. He goes as long as he can to a one-on-one. Hooker, it became 2-1 as Talia got it to ground. Langford tried his best. Begley might have done it again, though. His scrambled kick goes the wrong side. adds it behind the Essendon score. It's now 14-13-97, playing 12-15-87 on the Tyre Power. Get the power of expert advice at Tyre Power scoreboard.
It's only one game, Gaz, but Essendon have taken 19 marks inside their forward 50. No Jake Lever to intercept.
Douglas kicks into Kelly, who goes on a bounding run out of half-back. He's had 2, make it 3 bounces. Virtually got to halfway. Kicks to an out number 4 against Betts. Betts brought it to ground. Sloan tried hard, but the numbers finally went out. Stringer to Goddard. Kicks Essendon back around the wing. Danaher in front, couldn't hang on to the mark. It spills from his grasp and goes out of play. 28.5 minutes gone of the final term. Essendon by 10 on AFL Nation for Macca's 24 McNuggets for $9.95.
And 7 of those 19 are contested, which means they're high balls, which Lever loves.
Yeah, and Hooker has been absolutely critical to all of that.
Adelaide's best on ballers at the coalface for this throw-in. Jacobs delicately down to Gibbs and off to Crouch, so it works for them. To half-forward, Eddie Betts! What a leap in the air. He didn't drag it down. Instead, it was left to Hurley to clear the zone. More bodies flying as they congregate on the wing. Parrish to Langford, to McDonald, Tip and Woody. It's all coming together for the Bombers as he goes short. And sliding in to take the mark is Cale Hooker.
Well, now he can buy some time, Hutto. It's a minute 45 on the clock. There are players everywhere. He can go sideways.
Go to the barrel.
Devon Smith out the side if he wants him.
That plays for these moments. He goes deep towards full forward. Laird flew in the air. Kelly had to keep the arms clear. They were locked up as he hit the turf. As more precious seconds tick away here at Etihad Stadium. And it is 14-13-97. Playing 12-15-87. AFL Nation for Macca's.
25 from the Essendon goal. Bell Chambers and Jacobs. Jacobs with the tap. There's bodies everywhere. Kelly laid the tackle. It looked high momentarily. Ray Chamberlain said no, he'd ball it up again.
1:20 on the clock. Got to take a risk here. Just got to flip this around and run.
Jacobs flips it out the side. It was Shark though. Kick out of the pack. Slews goal side, but misses in the end, and it was Devon Smith who shot it out of the congestion. Essendon by 11.
Well, it might slightly open the door for the Crows, although a run and a handball in just about closes it. And what was he thinking, Atkins? The Bombers through McDonald, Tip and Woody get it over the boundary line.
Now, it was West Coast, I think, that did something similar last year in the games. Get the ball down the middle, 60 metres.
Staggering.
Boundary throw in Essendon's forward 50.
Exactly where Essendon wanted, Hutto.
And they lead by 11 points from the throw-in. Gibbs is able to slap it away. McGrath tried to feed it out to no avail. Smith was there with the backup for Essendon to Langford. He wobbles one towards full forward. Begley's had a big 5 minutes. It's getting bigger, but his left foot kick only adds another behind, but there's only 40 seconds to go.
See if they've learnt their lesson here.
It's 12 points the margin. The Crows just have to kick it in strong. It was aimed for Crouch. Spoil made by Goddard. Laird got onto the spillage. Gave it back to Crouch, who wobbled it out to half-back. Murphy's in pursuit. McKenna's on him. He slips out of his grasp on the tackle, and the ball goes out of play.
The Bomber supporters, they are up and about now.
Well, it took them a while. It took them probably 2.5 quarters, really, to find the sort of footy, the style of footy that's got them to this position.
At the throw-in on the wing, Bell Chambers knocks it Essendon's way, but it's cut off. Atkins received it from Seedsman. Kicked a half forward for the Crows. Jenkins brought it to ground. Goddard, though, tidied it up. He put it through Hartley and then on to McKenna. Kick near centre field. They fly. Danaher tries to get onto it at ground level and does. Hand passed it up and down on the spot. It ends up rolling the Crows' way. It's a long shot from Gibbs, but it's marked at fullback by Adam Sard, and it is done. Essendon storms to victory from 20 points down with a 6-goal final term to light up their season of promise.
To win the premiership flag, our boys will play this grand old game, are always striving for glory and fame. See the Bombers fly up, up, the other teams they don't fear. They all try their best, but they can't get in as the Bombers fly up.
Essendon led at quarter time by 3. By half time, they led by 5. Then it was Adelaide by 20 points at the final change. 6 goals 5 to 1 goal 3. Adelaide nailed to the fence in the final term, and they were swallowed up whole. The final score at Etihad, Essendon 14-15-99 defeat Adelaide 12-15-87 in front of 43,016 fans.
Farmers fly up to win the premiership flag. Our boys who play this grand old game are always striving for glory and fame. See the Farmers fly up, the other teams they don't fear. They all try their best, but they can't get near as the Farmers fly up.
Goal kickers for the winners, 3 each for Hooker and for Stewart. There was 2 for Danaher and Green, with singles to McGrath, Bell, Chambers, Goddard and Begley. While for Adelaide, 2 for Jenkins and for Gibbs and for Fogarty, and 1 each to Greenwood, Hampton, Douglas, Ellis Yeoman, McGovern and Murphy. The Tyre Power Know Your Tyres scoreboard at the end. Essendon 14-15-99 to Adelaide 12-15-87.
Stunning last quarter, Gaz. One stat, I don't mean to butt in on your territory, Spud.
That's all right.
Adelaide had 83 marks for the night. They had just 7 in the last quarter.